Auto Mech. It's Auto Mech here with part 3 of my complete schedule run. Last video we left off, I believe we did BC Coffee and the Sweetwater Joggers. As you can see, head 1 and head 10, that was occupied by the BC job. Those are torn down because we're done with that. That job is complete. The joggers, we have the joggers, which was a white on white, and our life scans are white on white. So you go ahead and we went ahead and just switched those screens out. You know, we left our screens up there in head 2 and head 6. Those are mainly the screens I really work off of a lot. I mean the heads that I work off of a lot. Head 2, head 6, because those are the 2 heads that are right before my flash units. So I like to really work off of those and set my jobs up around that. Set my jobs up around the flash units, you know. And here I am setting up that little left chest. Very tiny left chest, nothing to it. All right, we are getting ready to run this thing. And again, you know, I'm not going to show this whole run. You know, it didn't take that long. I want to say this job, you know, according to my notes, it took 10 minutes, but you know, that's just 10 minutes of me loading the shirts. We don't need to see all that. But you see my technique there as I'm loading the shirts. It's a bit of a twisting motion. I like to pull up from the right side first, kind of twist it, and then lay it right off the pallet to straighten that out, to straighten the shirt out. You want the shirts to be very straight, especially when you're working these, when you're printing these little left chests. I mean, you know, if your shirt's off even the slightest, your left chest is going to be crooked. And it's especially on the left chest that tiny, and it's like just a straight line, you know, it can really look bad. It can really look off, and sometimes can be just a straight up misprint. So you want to get those shirts on that pallet as straight as possible. But I'm about to be quiet because I have some live instructions for John, for Memphis John. Yeah, you can smell the hot dog water, right? Good old Memphis John. About to give him some live instructions. Check this out. Hey, so before you do that, let me show you something here. Come here. When you go to switch these out, right? Right. Obviously, you see your ink falling there? Yeah. Scrape some off. See that? Right. Straight out.
I was just dragging it and they just spreading that bitch to the back.
Yeah, no shit. It's called physics, man. See that? Right. All right. Hey, do the. So, look. Okay, yeah, I'm about to say, right? It like, even if you gotta do it twice, do it again right there. Yeah, right there. Yep. Or you know what else? Yeah, you go. You know what else you can do too? What else you could do too? Just right underneath. It'll get all that excess stuff off. You can do that too. Right. So the issue that John was having was he was making a real mess when he was switching out the screens, and so I was just showing him, in case you didn't catch it, I was just showing him that if you drop your pallet, if you drop your screen flat onto the pallet, right, once you unlock it, drop it flat onto the pallet, okay, then you raise up the back of your screen and scrape the ink off right off of the with the screen, with the part of the screen with the part of the screen that doesn't have the image on it, and the ink will come right off. Or you can get you a palette knife or a piece of cardboard and just run it right underneath the squeegee and the flub bar, and that'll take care of that. Okay. Oh yeah, here's a fun part. Here's some fun. This back was so off, even right after a tri-lock. It was crazy. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to get your screen when your screen is very crooked, when it's off like that. I'm gonna show you how to get it back together, how to get it back straight. All right, you want to get a hammer. Okay, you see that? Top in, bottom out. Top in, bottom out. Top in, bottom out. And that was, what was that? Three times I did that. And what that does is it actually straightens your screen out. And depending on the position of the screen, right, after you straighten out, you're gonna have to move it a good bit to the left or to the right, kind of depending on which way you had to adjust the screen. In this case, I believe I had to move it to the left like a good bit. Yeah, that was to the left a good bit once I straightened it out with the hammer. All right. You can do it with micros. But like, what you want to do is unlock that back lock, and then twist them with the micros. But really, the hammer is a lot easier. Sometimes you'll be on at the top but off at the bottom, and if you're off to the right, you just take your hammer and hit the screen in. I hit the screen in, which will make it go left, and it'll get and register for you. It's something that you really have to play around with. But again, I have a lot of experience with this. So after I tapped the screen straight, moved it up a little bit, and then moved it to the left like a good bit, I was on. I was pretty much on. All right, and here we are. We are at the end of life scan. Okay, and WAG is next. And now life scan is complete. We did the sleeve in part 1. Here we are. We did the front and the back in part 3. That's just how it fell in the schedule. Now it's time for WAG. The sleeve is already complete, is already done. The sleeve was done in part 1. And here we are doing the front and about to complete this job. And we started out with a lot of sleeves, A lot of sleeves, the pocket, the jogger, even the jogger job. Yeah, so the jogger was what we call a player part of what we call a player pack. It was joggers, wicking shirts, and hoodies, I believe. All right, so only part of that jogger job, the Sweetwater, was that Sweetwater Elementary or Sweetwater High School? I can't remember, but it was for Sweetwater School, but that job's not complete yet, technically. Only a part of it is. But here we are setting up WAG is about to be complete, and you see we're in part 3 now, and jobs are getting complete. You know, part 1 and part 2. There's a lot of printing. But now that we're in part 3, things are getting complete and they're getting out. And it's important to set these jobs up a certain way because we have to make our times. Some of these jobs are customer pickups. Some of these jobs have to go FedEx, like FedEx Express. FedEx Express comes at like 3:00, I believe, on the dot every single day. All right, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So your FedEx Express has to be done. It has to be done at a certain time. You want FedEx Express and customer pickups. You really want those done before lunch or maybe right after lunch. But this job is is very very detail oriented, very time oriented. If we're not making our deadlines when we're supposed to, we're gonna have problems. As far as customer pickups go, we never know where the customers are coming from. And the last thing a customer wants is to drive all the way to our warehouse. Who knows where they're coming from? If they're coming from, I don't know, Alpharetta, or they could be coming from Hiram, Georgia. Who knows where they're coming from? And they come all the way to us in Norcross and to pick their stuff up, and it isn't complete. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that, and it's very unprofessional. So we have to take our deadlines seriously. Make sure these things are done on time and they're done correctly. Every single job, we can't take any job off. Okay, we want every job to be as pristine as absolutely possible. All right, and I told you, and then you see my sheet is getting full there. My sheet's getting full. I filmed the entire schedule, and I'm finally live. I can finally go live on YouTube, and I want to go live. I want to do my second shifts live. And I would like to do that every day, actually. So look for AutoMech Live. AutoMech Live probably started about 4:30, 5 o'clock every afternoon from now on. You come hang out. Second shift is it's a little lighter, it's a little looser. We're not as worried about deadlines because nobody's coming to pick anything up 8, 9 o'clock at night. So the second shift's it's a little lighter. We have a little more fun, and I would love for you guys to join us. But this is the end of part 3. There will be a part 4. I thought this was going to be at the end, but it isn't. And but it's all good. AutoMech part 3. We'll see you in part 4.